All right, guys, this is Jacob from Wager Me This. We're going to do the anything but 10 thing. This is number 6. This is number 6. I got $6,329 from a starting bankroll of 500 or 5,000, not 500. All right, so there's 5,000. 5,500, 6,000, 300, oops, 29. Okay, got this under control now. Okay, so we got 5,500, 5,000, 6,000. Hello. So 5,000, 6,000, 200, 329. All right, here we go. All right, so let's start with the do we don't. Get us a practice shot in, maybe 2, just depends. This is just a continuation of what I've already been doing. So this is the first part of this. This is the anything but 10. So, all right, here we go. Check out where my shot's at. There's a 2, 1, 3. Get a practice shot in. I don't want to shoot cold at the table. I don't want to just jump in there and try to fire away, not have any idea what the table is doing. 5, 4, 9. We want to have a really, really good opportunity to make the money we're trying to make, especially since we're trying to make such a small number of hits before we leave. So we want this dialed in as good as we can have it dialed in. 6, 5, yo. So far, my shots are looking absolutely terrible. All right, they're moving all over the place. I need to dial this in. Here we go. That was much better. Much better. Much better shot. 3, 1, 4. I know that one bounced all over the place, but the other one did exactly what it was supposed to do. And it landed on a 3, so it didn't matter what that one came up as. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I don't know, an hour. Probably an hour, because I used a bookshelf to make the table itself. So I took the back off of a bookshelf, I attached my underlayment, attached my felt, put the back on, and then I just put my diamond rubber in it. That's all I did. I just found a bookshelf that matched the felt size. Hard 8. So I these last 2 shots I've liked a lot better. I'm not a fan of getting 2 4s there. That's one turn of the dice away from losing. So I want to get off them. That's a good one right there. That was a good shot. Hello, Hoss. How are you, buddy? 4, 2, 6. We like the 4, 2, 6. We like any of them that land on a 2, a 3, because you can't lose. And there's a 6, 1, 7. Okay, perfect. That was a pretty good practice shot. I feel like I know where I'm at right now. All right, so next, let's say we waited. Our shot comes back around. We're going to jump out here with a $1,000 lay bet. And then we're going to go 3 green chips across the board. Obviously, on the 6 and the 8, you have to cap them. All right, here we go. We're looking for 3 hits. 3 hits will make $300. Everything's working. We're dodging the 10. We don't want a 10. 6, 2, 8. That's a very good shot. $105. All right, someone was asking me about the tokes, about tipping. What I would most likely would do is I would throw them this $5 chip. As I was going with this, I'd chunk them that $5 chip. Here we go. Oh, I hit the rubber. I got lucky there. I hit the rubber first and not the table. But you have a 92% chance to not fail or an 8% chance to fail. So it still comes out good when you mess up most of the time. The 4 is going to pay $150 minus the VIG. The VIG is $3 in this case. All right, so there's the VIG. Again, I would chunk them probably part of that win as my tip. And that's how I would tip on this, guys, because I did get asked that. All right, so we need one more hit. Here we go. That's a good shot. 549. That's a very good shot. Landed flat. Still popped up to a 4, but we had already landed that 5, so we were in good shape. $105. We made our 3 hits. This would be it, guys. 3 rolls, 3 hits, locked in. We did our practice roll. You just made your money. There's no reason to keep going. Especially, I'm talking about from playing from a trying to make a living standpoint, from a trying to make money every day, like a paycheck, like a wage. That's where I'm talking from in all this. All right. Pull that down. And since it's an 8, my point is an 8, I'd probably pull this off, that don't side off, and I would try to win this. So I would probably go to the 4-2-4-2 set. Here we go. And shoot a traditional shot. There's a 6-3-9. And that's what I would do. Especially if it went just like that. Three hits, 3 wins. 3-2-5. Again, I'm speaking on this. This is from the idea that you're going there to make a living. All right. So you're going there to say, okay, I need to make $300 a day. When you get to your $300, you do not give that money back. And there's the 8. So we got it. Awesome. So full circle there, we got everything. I'd color this money up, and I'd leave. Even though it's my shot, I would leave. All right, so let's see where we ended. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000. 6,600, 6,650. $6,701. $6,701 going into session number 7. $6,701. All right, so we got the new total written on the board. So in six sessions, 6 days, whatever you want to call it, we would be up $1,701. That's a pretty good week's wages, and especially since it's tax-free. You would not be getting taxed on this money. All right, so that was a very easy day at the anything but 10. So let's talk about the Martingale. Okay, so I had a conversation last night, about the Martingale. All right. I'm going to put up 2 separate bankrolls. One bankroll obviously will be for the field Martingale. So let's put $1,000 in it. All right, if you're going to play Martingale, you have to have a little bit of a bankroll because you have to be able to double your bets. All right, $1,000. All right, over here, same $1,000. And I'm going to show you why. That it's better, the huge majority of the time, it's better to just martingale a box number than it is to try to martingale the field. Now, don't get me wrong, there's them runs where, for whatever reason, you have 9 field numbers in a row to start out and you make enough money to leave. But most of the time, it's going to go back and forth, and you're eventually going to lose. All right, so I'm just going to random roll all this. I'm not even going to shoot it like a controlled shooter is there. When a controlled shooter is there, it's even worse for the martingale on the field. All right, so let's start with $10 on the field. All right, $10 table. Well, we're probably going to have to start with 15 most places right now. And a $12, let's go with the 6. $12 6. All right, so in this case, both these two players are doing the same thing. They're just doing it on different bets. They're watching the table roll. All right, so what happens here? All right, this guy can sit here and roll all day long as he doesn't see a 7, and he's fine. So it's a very safe, it's a much safer bet. This is going to have something happen every roll. All right, so let's see what happens. All right, let's say we'll go, I don't know, 5, 2, 7. All right. So we're working on every roll. I didn't say that, but we're working on every roll. That way. So this is going to go up to 20. And now I know the first level of the martingale, you don't have to double it. That's the thing about the martingale. You don't actually have to double on the first level, but we're going to double all the way through. All right, here we go. And we got a 12, so that's really good for the martingale guy. Fantastic for him. That's the best case scenario for a field martingale right there. By far the best case scenario. You can roll them doubles. And the 7. All right. This is going to lose. It's going to go back to 20. This is going to go to 48. Five, 3, 8. Okay, so this is where this has the advantage. This loses. Nothing happens there. All right, so now this is up to 40. And there's the 9. All right, that's where the box numbers have a disadvantage. All right, this guy's going to win his 40. He's going to go back down 10. So from an action standpoint, if you just want the action, it's not going to be there on the box numbers. 4, 3, 7. Okay. So 48 is going to go to 96. And this is going to go to 20. So far, the field is kicking their butt, right? Kicking its butt. That's 95, 96. Okay. All right, here we go. And there's the 8, 6, 2. This is going to go to 40. Ace, ace. I'm not going to lie. If this happens, more power to you, field martingale, man. If you're going to keep popping them, hey, you're in there. Like that. Back-to-back aces. You can't argue that, right? All right, here we go. Five, 3, 8. This point made. Go to 20. Four, 2, 6. Okay. this is going to lose and go to 40. This is going to win. It's 96. That's going to pay 112. All right, go back down to $12. Rack all this back up. All right, here we go. And there's the 5. So this is where the field starts getting punished. Okay, go up to 80. It starts getting dicey. And there's a 10. So they got it back at 80. That's good. If you only get to 80 every time, man, that's good for a field martingale. All right. And there's the 6. This is going to lose. It's going to go to 20. This is going to win. It's going to win 14. All right, next one. Remember, the rolls are always working. Nothing's ever off. And there's the 7. It's going to lose. It's going to take it to 40. This is going to lose. It's going to take it to 24. Here we go. And we have a 437. This is going to lose. It's going to go to 80. And this is going to lose, and this is going to go to 48. Let's get some 1s. Next roll. And another 7. All right. This is going to go to 160 here. And this is going to go to 96. Both of them are not doing very well right now. This is a very dangerous situation. 95, 96. Need to get off that 7. All right, here we go. And there's the 6. This loses again. 100, so it's going to go, it's 160, it's going to go to 320. This one's getting in a lot of trouble. Now, because it has something happen every roll. It has too many loser rolls. All right, this is going to get paid $112 on 96. Take it down to 12. Rack all this up. All right. This guy really needs to get paid here. He really needs this to come back. All right, he got super lucky. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, guys. If you're gonna hit these doubles, yeah, martingale the field to the end of the world. But that's just not gonna happen all the time. So this is a really good payday here. You're getting 640. Can't hate on that. Can't hate on that at all. Super, super lucky there. But still, hey, luck's part of the game too. All right. Even after that, this has had 3 double wins that were big wins, and it's still just up a couple $100. You're not always going to have that, guys. All right, there's a 6. It's going to win 14 here. So this is definitely not indicative of what's normally going to happen here. You're not just always going to get that lucky. Hard 8. This is going to lose. We're going to go to 40. And so this is the reason behind not martingaling the field right here. When you keep rolling those inside numbers, you're still losing. And there's a 10. Now, if it's going good, yeah, it's great. Because you're going to, you know, every fifth roll or fourth roll, if you're catching it back up, sure, fantastic. But it doesn't go that way normally, guys. That was a 5, 3, 2, 5. Normally, you're going to have a run of 6 or 7 losses. It's just the nature of what it is, all right? There's an 8, 6, 2, 8. So this is going to lose again, and you're going to go to 40. But what's happening here? Nothing, right? Nothing. You're still fine. As long as it's not a 7, you're fine there. All right? Yeah, it's not as high action. And I guess the luck factor ain't there. You can't catch them big double wins. There's a 6. But you're not at the same risk. And that should outweigh this craziness on the Martingale. That the field has, you know, the field is a very crazy, volatile thing. All right, we've just rolled 3 rolls without a field number. So if we go 3 more, the bankroll's over. And there's the 9. And it's not unusual, guys. It's not nowhere near as unusual as people think to roll that many rolls without a field number. It's actually far more common than people want to think. All right, there's the 10. That's on the 9. It's far more common than people want to think. If it wasn't, guys, people would win millions of dollars using the Martingale. And it doesn't happen. The Martingale always catches you eventually. All right, there's an 8. Let's go to 20. It always eventually catches you. And there's a 6. Let's get some here. So this is going to lose again. And then this over here is going to win. So as you can tell, we haven't had any 7s for a while. And so this money is just sitting out there. I'm not winning, really. I'm not losing. But every time it hits, I get a little more. And there's the 8 again, 5, 3, 8. So this is going to jump up to 80 again. You don't really want this. You don't want to be getting to 80 every time, because if you're getting to 80 every time, you're essentially 2 more losses away from being in a lot of trouble. All right? If you're getting to the $80 level every time, you're getting right at the edge of danger. All right? 5, 5. It is correcting itself here. But again, guys, this is a very small sample size. So you're going through all that risk for like $5 each time. And there's the hard 4. Now, if you have a bunch of field winners like this, where you're getting ahead, where you're getting $10 a pop or something, yeah, it's great. But just from a straight up standpoint, this Martingale will catch you. It will catch up to you. And there's an 11. And there's a 7. I was wondering when we were going to see a 7. We hadn't seen a 7 for a while. 20 and then 24. All right, next one. 6, 5, yep. So this is, I mean, obviously rolling great for this. But them big double wins, to get lucky like that at the 320 level and catch an ace, man, you cannot bank on that, guys. Hello, TD. And there's a 7. You just cannot bank on that. Take this one to 20, this one to 48. Here we go. showing a little Martingale stuff, and the dice have got exceptionally lucky, so it's not doing what I say it's gonna do. Take that to 80, and that to 96. Okay, next roll. 325. So 160. Getting dicey again. $415. All right. 320. And here's another thing about the Martingale. Are you going to be willing to go to here to win it loses that many times in a row? Are you going to be really willing to put it back out there? Man, I don't know. You got to have some really good veins. And there's a 325 again. So here we go. This guy is at his limit. If he does not win here, all right, so 320 is going to go to 640. If he does not win here, his day is over. Most likely his bankroll is over. You see what I'm saying? So if he does not win on this roll, guys, if he does not win on this roll, it's over with for him. And now, this guy over here, he's still sitting at, he could quit right now. He's still in the profit. He doesn't even have to fight this. All right, so if this doesn't win, this guy's in trouble. And okay, so at that point on that roll, you got lucky. You beat the odds there. You got lucky. All right, so that's 640. And that's the problem with the Martingale right there, guys. That could have easily been a 5, 6, 7, or an 8. Easily. All right? It looks really great now. Look, oh, this guy, he's made so much money. You got lucky. You keep tempting that. And yeah, it might work. It might work for 3 years, guys. 4, 2, 6. It might work for 3 years. You never have a loss. But then on that third year, it's 112 there. You might go in the first day and 7 numbers come before a field number. It's just not uncommon, guys. It's just not. I mean, we just almost saw it right there. This has been less than 100 rolls. This has been less than 100 rolls, and we almost saw it right there. We almost saw a $1,000 bankroll go down the drain. But the other guy, the guy that's just martingale-ing the 6, he's safe. No problem. He's just making money. Because the only thing he's got to worry about is the 7. That's all he's got to worry about is the 7. Just wait. Wait it out. Bump your bet up if you have to. 325. So everything about this player over here has been lucky today. Hitting the doubles when he was at 300. Hitting the doubles at any time, all right? Getting lucky on that shot. Everything about this has been a luck win. And he's not doing just that much better than this guy, money-wise. And so from a being safe, this guy has, this side over here has never been at risk of losing. Not one time yet, right? The highest they've got was, I think, the $96 level. That's not very high. Not on a $1,000 bankroll, it isn't. Aces. Another double win. And I don't want this example here to get people to say, oh, see, it worked. It worked on that channel. I'm telling you, this will not work long term, guys. Martingale the field will not work long term. If it did, why people would be doing it? People would be winning with it every day if this worked. And that's why the casino, they don't give a shit about the Martingale. They stop the Martingale at the upper limit. That way you can't just go forever, of course. Right, yeah. No gambling games. We would have no gambling games if the Martingale worked, because you can Martingale every gambling game. All right? So if you are going to use the Martingale, use a safer bet, guys. Use a far safer bet. There's a hard 6, like the 6 or the 8. You use the bets that don't win or lose on every roll. Use those bets. All right? You're not always going to catch these big doubles and get lucky like that. That's just not how it's going to work. And there's the 8. 40. And there's the 6. This is going to go to 80. This guy's going to win 14. So yeah, I know this one over here is slower, but it's safer. All right, we're up to 80 here. It's slower. Yeah, obviously. You're not going to have big double wins for $600. But you know what? You're not going to have big losses either, because the 6 and the 7 roll equal nearly. They nearly roll equal. It's 5 to 6 on the probability. And there's another 6. All right, so this is going up to 160. This guy's going to win 14. All right, so we're up to 160 again. It's starting to get dicey. Starting to get dicey for this guy. He really needs to win. Aces. This has to be the luckiest set of rolls I've ever seen. Right, 320. This, guys, I actually hate that it's showing this, because this is not indicative of what will happen. And I hate that it's working this way, because this is like some stuff you'd see on guys that are trying to pimp their systems and stuff. It's just not normal. Well, obviously it can work this way, but it will eventually catch you. It will eventually catch you. All right, let's go lose. I mean, this has not been 100 rolls, and we've already seen it almost beat the bankroll. And it's not even been 100 rolls. And there's a 5, 3, 2, 5. Take it up to 40. And a 9, so those are going to get their $40. All right, I'm going to quit here. I hope people have seen what I mean and not what happened, because you got to realize that it hit doubles on a $320 bet. Yeah, skill, sure. All right, what I'm more interested, okay, because honestly, guys, this got super, super lucky. All right, so 1,400, 17, 18, about 1,850. But this got so lucky. That is just not going to happen, guys. All right, so, but this, I mean, it worked good today. But I'm telling you guys, it's just, it will eventually get you. It was one roll from beating this. If you remember that, remember that there was a roll there that you would have had to have super, super guts to even make the roll. Even to make the roll, you would have had to have huge guts to make that roll. All right, so let's see where this one ended up. Okay, 500, 1,000. So this is the more reasonable way to play the martingale. All right, it's less volatile. All right, so this one ended up 100, 125, 150, 175, about $180. All right, far more reasonable, far more consistent. This one is going to last. For this one to lose, you have to have essentially 6 sevens come before 1 6, which is a whole bunch easier than having 6 non-field numbers before 1 field number. It's actually not even close in the math. So that this one got really overly lucky today is a terrible, terrible example. And I actually hate that it showed, because people are going to say, oh, well, it can work. And I don't want to promote a martingale on the field. I think it's a terrible, terrible play. All right, so I'm going to go over to football really quick, okay? Just because I've got some comments about some stuff on football, okay? If you're going to play trends in football, be very careful when you play a trend, because look into that trend. If that trend is a team goes to the East Coast, they're 5-0 if the quarterback's over 34, it rained that morning, it's a noon game. The starting running back of the other team is out. If there's like 20 qualifications to the trend, it's not a trend, right? That's a thing that bad handicappers do. And I want to warn people off these things, okay? Because I've got a couple messages that say the Rams are 5-0 on the East Coast since 2017. All right. Well, if you look at that, that's eliminating any game in Pittsburgh, New Orleans. All right, there was other games that were essentially across the country games that they omitted. They literally took the games that are directly on the coast and said the Rams are 5-0. Guys, be really careful when you look at trends. Okay, so a real trend. I'm going to give you a real trend. A real trend is the Russell Wilson in primetime trend, because you only need 2 qualifications. It has to be primetime football and it has to be Russell Wilson at quarterback. That's it. There's nothing else. It doesn't matter the other players that were there. It doesn't matter which team it was against. So if you're going to look at trends, be very careful. If your trend has 10 qualifications in it, it's not a trend. It should be very simple. Right? A good trend is, okay, if the trend is teams playing against the Patriots in December, and you see it's 45-3, well, that's because it's hard to play in New England in December. It doesn't matter the other team involved. It's that it's hard to play there. That's a good trend. All right. Bad trend is 5-0 on the East Coast. That's not a good trend, right? Since 2017. That's not a good trend, because they're eliminating teams that are literally like 40 or 50 more miles inland. They're eliminating those losses, 100 miles inland. They're eliminating those losses that happened. So it's a very, very pointed little spot saying, okay, they're this. Just don't fall for those trends, guys. If you see handicappers putting stuff out like that, that's a bad trend. Pay attention to those things. If you're going to listen to other people,
make sure what they're telling you is very simple. You don't want very elaborate uh, answers. You don't want very elaborate. Well, on third downs on Thursday night games, he's 95%. And then you look back, he played one Thursday night game 6 years ago. You know, it's like, well, that's not a trend. You don't want stuff like that. You want them simple. Stuff like Russell Wilson, primetime football. It doesn't matter where. He's a little better at home than away, but the trend is still there no matter what. Right? That's very simple. It doesn't matter who the opponent was, what time of year it was. So it's very simple. Them are the trends you want to look for. Uh, it's not that they're lying. They're trying to promote something. If it's a sports writer, they're either an East Coast writer and they're trying to promote an East Coast team, or they're a West Coast writer trying to promote a West Coast team, or they're the Rams writer, or they're from Los Angeles, or their grandfather was a Rams fan. There's all kinds of skewed things that happen in trends, all kinds of that. So you got to be really careful looking at that stuff if you're going to use trends. Okay, so guys, if you're betting the spread in the NFL or any other sport, if you're betting with the spread, you're essentially betting at a coin flip right there. So you're automatically getting the coin flip. You're automatically getting it. So all you have to do to make the adjustment in your favor is to just have a little knowledge. Because if you're just going to take the spread, a person that doesn't know anything about football can go 50-50, can go 500 betting football, no problem. By just each week picking a game. It doesn't matter. They could know nothing about it. Because that's what the spread does. That's the handicap. It essentially makes all those games kind of a coin flip. Well, so a person that has a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of understanding in how to do it, and understanding what to look for, will do better. A person that takes their knowledge and skews it, and skews their perception of things by either liking a team, disliking a team, taking what happened 10 minutes ago and applying it, or taking what happened 30 years ago and applying it. Things like this happen all the time. And there's all kinds of things. Trends are tricky, guys, so don't get caught up in trends. And this is just my opinion. This is my advice for people, to not get caught up in trends. If the trend is elaborate, it's not a trend. It has to be a very, very, very simple trend. It has to be, in fact, I would say if it has more than 3 factors in it, it's not a trend. Because you could have 3 factors. You could be like, this quarterback at home in afternoon games is good. And that could be a legit trend, because you could see that quarterback maybe through multiple teams at home. He's done really well in afternoon games. That could be a real thing, all right? But if you said this quarterback at home in afternoon games, when the opposing team is in the bottom half of defense efficiency, the opposing quarterback is a rookie. If you start adding all that other stuff in, it's no longer a trend, guys. It's no longer. That's just an opinion. And so, like we saw a trend the other day on the Cowboys game, right? I can't remember what it was. A team that scores 39 points and is up by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter is like 469-0. That's not a trend. That's not a trend. That doesn't happen very often. It said 469-0, but 469-0 for like all time in the NFL. And so that's not a trend. So that wasn't like something that, if they get up by 39, you can do this, But that's what I'm getting at, is that just be careful. If you're going to look at trends, if you're going to take small pieces of information and use them to bet with, be very careful with that. Be very, very careful with that. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree, Ed. If they're so good, why do they got to sell it? Why do they got to sell it all the time? They wouldn't need it, right? They could just go to the casino and win. Again, guys, that's why I don't charge for my picks. I don't need your money. You guys do way more than enough for me just watching my videos. So again, I appreciate you guys for that. I don't need you to buy nothing from me. In fact, most of the time, I don't really want you to buy anything from me. I would like you guys to buy my merchandise, but that's more that I want to be promoted at casinos. Oh, the roll went awesome. It went 3 rolls, Larry, and I got the money and we were out. I took a practice roll. It was a good practice roll. Three rolls, 3 hits was done. And then we did some Martingale stuff, and the field got absolutely retardedly lucky, so I didn't really get to show what I was hoping would happen. It got close though. It got to the 5th or the 6th loss there, and it was on its last roll, and it came through for it. But I'm just trying to show that if you're going to martingale, there's nothing wrong with martingale, guys, but don't martingale the coin flip bets. That is not the correct way to do it. It's just not. And then I just wanted to talk about something, because I've been having people throw these trends at me, and for whatever reason, it's on the Rams game. The people, and I understand that there's a lot of people in Los Angeles, so I'm going to get a lot of Los Angeles people. You can have the next week if you want. I don't have anyone for next week, so you can have it. All right. Yeah, you can have next week, Ed. But yeah, so that's it's just, if you're gonna play martingale, guys, just be careful. Be careful with the martingale. There's nothing wrong with the martingale. The martingale is a very effective tool. It's a very effective gambling mechanism in any kind of gambling. All right. I just don't think it's good to use when you're playing. When you're playing on the field. I think it's a terrible way to do it. I know a lot of people like the Rams. I just can't get behind it. I can't get behind it. Everything in the way that I usually look at games, in the way that I handicap games, nothing is pointing to the Rams for me. Nothing is saying, hey, this is the side here. The one thing I did like about the Rams' chances was if them linebackers weren't going to play, but those linebackers are going to play. And so there's just nothing here that says get on the Rams. Yeah, the public's on Buffalo a little bit, or a big group jumped to Buffalo early on maybe and made that move a little bit. But I think it probably is public perception a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't seem like public perception though, actually. Because if it was public perception, you'd think it would be on the Rams, because the Rams have looked flashier. The Rams, they had, if you just look at the box score, it just looks at the box score. Well, they might have bet that down to get it at -2.5 to bet it back up. Or they might be expecting the public money to come in on the Rams. Wait, that spread went down. No, the monies came in on the Rams. That spread went down. That spread was 3.5 or something first, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, well, it started at 3, it opened at 3, and that spread is all the way down to 2. So no, the money's been coming in on the Rams. So the public perception is definitely on the Rams. It is public perception. It is on the Rams. And it just has to do with that flashy fourth quarter. That spread is down to 2. I mean, at 2, it's even better. I don't trust it. I don't trust. I think the Rams are a really, really good team, and I think they're going to be really good this year. I just don't trust it on back-to-back road games. And it'd be one thing if it was backwards. If they played Buffalo first and won and then went to Philadelphia to a weaker team. But Buffalo is a stronger team. I just don't see it. I don't see my money backing the Rams here. And the Rams could win the game. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that the Rams could come through. And, honestly, the Rams could beat Buffalo pretty handily. They got the right kind of talent. I just don't see it. I don't see it. It's the situation that changes it for me. It's the situation of the Rams being on back-to-back East Coast games, even though Philadelphia is not on the ocean, neither is Buffalo, but they're both East Coast games. Playing in Philadelphia, which normally with fans would be a much tougher game. And in Buffalo, Buffalo's not necessarily a fans thing either.
Are we going to be going to the arcade?
What did Mom say?
I never asked. Mom?
And so I'm scared of the back-to-back road games a little bit on the Rams. And also, I rewatched all 4 of these games.
She said someone has to watch the baby. I will do it.
Okay, buddy.
I'll do it.
Hold on, I'm almost done, all right?
Okay.
So in back-to-back road games here, I just don't like the Rams' perception is fishy. And you guys just do me a favor, you guys that are big on the Rams, all right? Go back and just watch the highlight games, both Rams highlight games. Go back and watch them. Go back and watch them. And I'll agree. I totally agree. What I just said does not bode well for Kansas City. It does not bode well to go to the Chargers and then go to Baltimore and face one of the top couple teams in the NFL in Baltimore. Right? It absolutely does not bode well for Kansas City.
Can we also, after your video, before you leave?
But what the Kansas City comes down to me is it's 3.5. First of all, the point spread is 3.5. It may be down to 3 now, and even at 3, I'm okay with it. It's still at 3.5. It's at 3.5 about everywhere. So the 3.5 matters to me. Here's my thing: is I don't think that Baltimore's going to blow them out. If Baltimore wins, I think they win a close game, and so in the close game, I'm going to get the 3.5 points. But then on top of that, I'm going to get the quarterback. I'm going to get the quarterback that does not lose. In the big situations, he shows up the biggest. And that's why I can't get on the Baltimore side. If this game was a pick'em or 1 point or 2 points, I would be more on the Baltimore side. But the 3.5, and I'm getting Patrick Mahomes, I can't do it. I just can't be on the Baltimore side of this one. Until Lamar Jackson takes that crown from Patrick Mahomes right now, until that I see that happen, that crown is still Patrick Mahomes's. So, and it could happen this week. It could happen Monday night. The Ravens could come out and dominate the Chiefs. And yeah, I'll take the one loss. And then from there, yeah, I will be super high on Baltimore. Heck, I'm super high on Baltimore now. I bet them last week to dominate Houston, even though every sharp you saw was on Houston. Houston, 7 points. And it was all terrible. It was a terrible picks. Now, all these other shows on YouTube, they were all on Houston. It was a terrible play. Terrible. But and the Houston game also gives me a game to use as a barometer. They've both played Houston in the first 2 weeks of the season and basically played the exact same game. It is literally almost identical scores. And so I just see the game being very close. Probably coming down to the last possession, one way or the other. Probably coming down to a field goal to win it. Yeah, sorry, Larry, but I doubt it. Yeah, you're pretty late. I've been on an hour. I just doubt it. I doubt. Man, getting in front of Green Bay right now just doesn't make sense. And then Green Bay getting points. Get in front of Green Bay right now with points. It just doesn't make sense. 40 points a game, that's hard to do in the NFL, guys. It's hard to do back-to-back starting the season. I don't care who they played. 40 points a game. That's very tough to do. Green Bay's hitting on all cylinders. Even if Devontae Adams doesn't play, New Orleans they're in for a ride, that's for sure. You missed me talking about your Rams. But they're in for a ride. If New Orleans does pull this game out, okay? If New Orleans pulls this game out and wins this game, that will show. I'll probably be back on live. I'll probably do it tonight. I got to take Justice. He wants to go bowling and stuff, so we're going to do some bowling. But I'll be on tonight, most likely.
Daddy, you're going to video me doing the bowling.
Fading your favorite teams. Hey, sometimes that's the way to go, right?
Dad, since I have a YouTube channel, you're going to YouTube me on there.
Okay.
And
So yeah, I'm definitely until someone shows me that Patrick Mahomes is not the correct side to bet on. Until I see that, then I'm on that side. And that may be naive, that may be very square play. But until I see that, I'm still on that side. Quit. I agree. I love Baltimore's defense. You know what's so great about Baltimore's defense is they make turnovers. He is a smart kid. He, on his progress report, the only bad grade he had was an 86 in reading. Everything else was way out there. Awesome.
I just know this. Or
And so, yeah, I love Baltimore's defense, man. They create turnovers. Everyone says have fun bowling, Justice. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Watch the beginning of the video. You can see the anything but 10. It was an easy day. 3 rolls, 3 hits. Easy money. The second part of the video, please don't buy into that Martingale winning like it did today. In my opinion, guys, the Martingale will not work long term. It will not. But I wanted to show it because I talked about it last night. And in my opinion, if you're going to Martingale, guys, Martingale a box number. Please Martingale a box number. Do not Martingale the field. And then on the football, again, you know, we've talked about this a lot. So anyways, guys, you guys have a great day.